All right, thanks for watching so far of our unit circle. So this isn't too bad, pretty nice, pretty nice. Finding the exact trig value just using your unit circle. Let's start off with the easy one, number 14. So sine of 30. So basically it's going to go like this. So your x and y value, your x and y, is going to be your cosine and then your sine, right? Cosine is x, sine is y. So first position, second position, for when you're looking for the right answer using the unit circle. So sine of 30. So you go to 30 degrees. Where's 30 degrees? Where's 30 degrees? That's not it. Oh yeah, it is. There we go. So move that out of the way from before. And so here's 30 degrees. And so now we want sine. Now it's alphabetical, C and then S, right? Cosine and then sine. So this, my friends, would be cosine, which is not what we want. And this one would be sine, which is what we want. So sine of 30 degrees is a half. Awesome. So go back in there and write it in there. 1/2. And so that's our answer. Now you can't use the calculator, but you can use the unit circle on the test. Let's double check. Yeah, because it says that exact value points. So this is still, I believe, the without the calculator section. And then the next part is with the calculators. Yeah, so this section here, can't use a calculator. But on the practice test, just to make sure you're doing it right, or just watch this video, you can check your answers. Let me prove it to you. Watch. So make sure we're in degrees. Yes, we are. So sine of 30 degrees. Whoa. So sine of 30 degrees is a half, or 0.5. There it is. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Shaka laka. Cool. Okay, so then cosine. You find it. What's cosine of 150 degrees? So you go to 150 degrees on the unit circle and do cosine, which is the first position in the parentheses. Did you find it? Did you find it? I found it. So here is 150 degrees, and then here it is, and then here's 150 degrees, and then cosine is this one, radical 3/2. So then we go and write that down as our answer. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So radical 3/2 is our answer. Don't believe me? Check the calculator. So again, cosine of 150 degrees is radical 3/2. Oh, negative, Newbold. Whoops, that was close. Forgot the negative. Are you sure it's negative? Let's go double check. Oh, it is. Watch out for that negative. So it is negative radical 3/2. You're like, no, but you got 0.866. Newbold, negative 0.866. Oh, yeah. Well, let's just double check, shall we? Right arrow divided by 2. Look, same thing, 0.866, or negative 0.866. So that is right, negative radical 3/2. Cool. Next thing you need to know is number 13, how to do tangent. So tangent is actually a relationship of, so tangent is equal to, wow, what is everything I doing? Oh, they're all back. That was weird. Okay, so tangent is equal to sine over cosine. Did you know that? Stop it, smartboard. Stop being such a smart aleck. I know you've had a tough day. Just hang in there. So tangent is equal to sine over cosine. And some of you don't believe me, but that is a true relationship there. Let me prove it. Prove it. So why? Because sine is actually equal to what? It's equal to opposite over hypotenuse. And cosine is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. And so that's a big fraction over a fraction. So if we multiply the top and bottom by hypotenuse over 1, then the hypotenuses will cancel, and what are we left with? Opposite over adjacent, which is tangent. Tangent, which is tangent. So that's why tangent is sine over cosine, opposite over adjacent. So when we do these problems, like number 13, we actually have to do 2 problems, okay? So we're going to have to do sine of 135, and then divide it by cosine of 135, because it's sine over cosine, and then try to get that answer and reduce it. So let's take a look at both what 135 is first of all. So 135 is up here. Can you find it? There it is. So 135 has a c and an s. And remember, tangent is sine over cosine. So it's going to be radical 2 over 2 over negative radical 2 over 2. Sine over cosine. So let's write that down. It's going to be negative radical 2 over 2 all over radical 2 over 2. And of course, anything divided by itself is just 1. But in this case, because of the negative, it'll be negative 1. So that's how you find it without the calculator. You can use it just to check your answer to make sure I'm telling you the truth. And there it is, negative 1. But that's the reason why. Use the unit circle. Okay, so let's just do these quicker now. So cosine of 5 pi over 3. So can we find it? Oh, there it is. So here's 5 pi over 3 in radians. You can always turn it to degrees if you want to and find it, and say it's 300 degrees, but it's on your unit circle. Times by pi, divide by 180. That becomes 5 pi over 3. So then we're looking for cosine. Do you remember, is cosine the x or y? So cosine is the x. Remember, C alphabetically, then S. And so cosine will just be 1/2. And there's our answer. Bam. Awesome. While we're at it, let's take a look at, let's see, how about sine of 7 pi over 6? And so here's 7 pi over 6. And so sine is this one, negative 1/2. How easy was that? How neat is that? That's pretty neat. Yeah, that's trig functions, just because the way it is. That's pretty neat. Okay, last one is tangent of pi over 3. So can we find pi over 3? Did it reduce somewhere? There's pi over 3. It's 60 degrees. And so tangent is going to be, again, sine over cosine, right? Sine over cosine. Sine over cosine. So that's going to mean radical 3 over 2 over cosine, which is 1/2. Cool. And so let's just bring that downstairs to our problem. So radical 3 over 2 over 1/2. Here we go. So radical 3 over 2 all over 1/2. Again, because what? Because tangent is sine over cosine. Good, good. Of pi over 3 of pi over 3. So two different problems combined to get tangent. And then if you think about it, you can just flip and multiply, right? Times by 2 over 1 times by 2 over 1. Because then the 2's will cancel and the 1's will cancel. And even the 2's will cancel. Whoa, didn't mean to do that. And even the 2's will cancel. So that'll just be left with radical 3 over 1, which is just radical 3. Smartboard's being smart. Well, it's a true touch. That's why it's being a smart aleck. Cool. So there is our finding trig exact values using the unit circle. Awesome. Just double checking our time there. Don't want it too long, but we're going okay. See if we can finish it all really fast. That'd be sick. Okay, so then degrees to radians, radians to degrees. Not too bad, not too bad. So again, you're going to go ahead and times by pi and divide by 180. Remember? Because what does a degree need to become a radian? It needs a pi. Cool. And then we can divide by 10, divide by 10. So number 19 is just 23. Why does it keep doing that? Maybe it wants a different color. How about green? Ooh, that's a weird looking green. There we go. Okay, so we have 23 pi divided by 18 is our answer. Does that reduce any more? No. Okay, next one. Whoa, what about 95 pi over 180? So it does say with a calculator in this section if you want to. And so with a calculator, we could divide by 5, divide by 5. And I'll even show you with the graphing calculator, which you can borrow in my class, is how it reduces it easy for you. So you take the pi and set it off to the side because it's really hot. Ow, hot pi, put it down. So we're going to take that away and just worry about the fraction for now. So 95 divided by 180, which is 0.5277. Convert it back to a fraction. Math button, fraction. How easy was that? 19 pi over 36 is our answer. So put the pi with that fraction. So 19 pi over 36. 36. Cool. Let's try it with the next two really fast, because calculators are fun. So now we take 155, put the pi off to the side, and then divide by 180, and then let the calculator reduce it for you. What? 31 pi over 36. Cool. Wow, doesn't want to do it. 31 pi over 36. Awesome. Okay, what about 320? Over 180, divide by pi. Maybe we could do this one in our heads. Divide by 10, divide by 10. And then what goes into 32? Probably, oh, nope, I can't see it. Let me just divide by 2. So 32 divided by 2 is 16. And then 18 divided by 2 is 9. And I don't think that reduces anymore. So there's our answer. Answer, circle them. Nice. Or not. There we go. Okay, given the radian, change it back to degrees. So just as easy. So instead of timesing it by pi and dividing by 180, we want to get rid of our pi. So we're going to go ahead and divide by pi to get rid of it. And if you divide by pi, you have to times by 180. So that's the opposite. And how you know you did it right is the pi's cancel out. Nice. So now we're going to do 2 times 180 and divide it by 9. So 2 times 180, and there we go, and then divide by 9. So we get 40 degrees with our pi's gone. Awesome. Okay, we'll do one more video just to finish this off with degrees, radians to degrees. So keep watching, keep watching. We're going to finish those off and then finish off with our SOHCAHTOA here at the end. So thanks for watching. Tune in for the next video to finish this practice test. See you in a second.